first speaker this evening is Julie Marslew. Julie is working from the Competent Communication Manual, and today she is taking project number 4, How to Say It. Julie is very interested in communications because she's a speech-language pathologist, and she works to help young people overcome speech and language problems. Today, in this lighthearted speech, she's going to share some simple observations of the speech patterns of the younger generation. Trust me on this, kids speak a dialect of English, they don't necessarily speak English. In this speech, Julie challenges you to speak like a younger person. Julie, and how to present the younger you.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. It's very nice to be here this evening. As a society, we are very age conscious. People always want to appear younger than they are. Many of us will go through great lengths to appear younger. But you don't have to do that. I'm just going to give you some simple tips this evening, things that you can do with your language to come across as being a younger person. Now, if you are under the age of 35, I'm sorry, you're going to have to wait a couple of years to be able to use these tips. And these tips are also for somebody who is a dominant English speaker. So if your native language is something other than English, this might be a little bit hard for you. And the last group this might not be reached are those of you who are aging gracefully and you don't care about appearing younger. So you can just nod politely at appropriate places in my speech. So the first thing you want to do to appear younger is to give a very good first impression. And that starts with the name that you give to people when you introduce yourself. So let me start with women's names. There's a certain type of name that were given to girls in the 70s, 60s, 50s, a very conventional sounding conservative name such as Julie or Mary or Linda or Lisa, a lot of very common names. So what you need to do with a name like that is change it by one letter. So my name is Julie, so I'd say, hi, my name is Julia. Julia, I am now 15 years younger just by changing that one letter. If your name is Lisa, change the S sound to a Z, Lisa. Hi, I'm Lisa. People probably will say, what? You know, just repeat it, Lisa, and you have now become quite a bit younger with that. The name Sandra, just change how you pronounce the A in that name. Sandra. Hi, my name is Sandra. It just sounds younger. And sometimes you might have a hard time changing how to pronounce the name. So what you want to do in that case is change the spelling. So Mary, you could do something like that. Double R, double E, you know, smaller case M, always very cute, makes you look younger that way too. Or Amy, you've probably seen this as well, this being spelled like that. So if you can't change the pronunciation, think about changing the spelling. Now for you guys, it's a little bit more difficult. Parents tend to be more conventional in naming sons, so names like Michael or Stephen or Thomas, they tend to not change as much from generation to generation. So if I were to give you that same advice and just say just change one letter, generally it would be to add like an E sound, but going from Stephen to Stevie kind of misses the mark a little bit because that makes you younger than 10, and that's So what you want to do instead is you want to have like a cutesy contemporary name, and they can be kind of hard to come up with, like what's a cutesy contemporary name that I could name myself. So what you want to do is think of your neighbor's male dog, okay, and it'll work. So what's your name? Hi, my name is Logan. My name is Cody. Jackson is another name that'll work, and in a pinch you could even use something like cowboy. So, yeah, it is not really true, but you know, people get over it. You just tell them that that's your nickname. So, for example, if your name is Richard, say, yeah, that's my nickname. I'm using that. I didn't like the one that goes with the name Richard. So the next thing that I want to tell you, to recommend that you do, is use the words like and you know as often as possible. So we here at Toastmasters strive not to use those words, but to appear younger and more youthful, use those words as often as you can. So I'm going to try to give you an example of that. And I was like, can you like come over, you know, at 3 o'clock? And he was like, well, I totally want to, but like I can't, because, you know, I have to watch my little sister. I was like, what, really, what's up? And he was like, well, you know, my littlest sister. Can you believe that? Like, I was so mad. That's actually hard to do after you get older. It's hard to use that many likes and you knows, but that'll make you come across as very neutral. Now, the last tip I'm going to give you is a tip of using common slang or, you know, the fun words of the day. You want to refer to your best friends or the person that you're talking to as dude. And dude, people use that pretty commonly now. You might try yo instead. Hey, yo, what's up? You know, that kind of thing. Yo will make you seem quite a bit younger. Try the word dip. As in, the next time we're in our second best meeting and you need to leave, you can say, hey, yo, I'm dipping out of here now. Dipping is another word for leaving. Here's a word that puzzled me for a while, ratchet. I would hear that in pop culture and songs, and I just didn't quite understand, what does that mean, ratchet? Ratchet means obnoxious and loud. So maybe you're leaving the second best social gathering we're having because it's so ratchet in here. It's just too loud and obnoxious and you just have to leave. Another word that you can try to slip in there to look young and hip and cool is the word salty. I don't like to hang with him because he is just too salty for me. In this case, salty means angry. It means angry. And you can relax and hang out with your bae. Bae is a new word, kind of means baby or sweetie. Bae before anyone else. Bae. I like that one. I think you all can practice that one this evening. Let's see if I missed one. Oh, there's one that I wanted to bring up too. The word basic. Basic is a word that you use to describe someone who's very common. So you might say something like, oh, she is like so basic. She just listens to Katy Perry and drinks iced vanilla lattes and watches Instagram or whatever you do with Instagram. So yeah, it's hard for me to know what it would be to be basic as a very young person, so you might have to work on that a little bit. It's all about pop culture. Another one is canicular. So you can say, dude, that is just so canicular. And people will just think you are so hip again. So in conclusion, I want to tell you that you do not need skinny pants. You don't need any cosmetic surgery. You don't even need a fancy sports car to appear to be a much younger person. Just go ahead and think about your first impressions, the names that you use. Try to use lots of you knows and likes. And also be hip with the new vernacular of the day. I know it sounds a little cray-cray, but you can pull it off if you want to. Thank you.